born between the states of Orissa and Telangana. On that note, could I now invite all our dignitaries onto the stage for the press meet. Please welcome Commissioner Cum Secretary Tourism and Sports and Youth Services Department, Government of Orissa, Shri Vishal Kumar Dev. Nodal Officer, Ecotourism, Forest and Environment Department, Government of Orissa, Srimati Anshu Pragya Das, and Tourism Officer, Tourism Department, Government of Orissa, Dr. Ratikant Patnaik.
The tour operators from Orissa and the tour operators from Hyderabad, so that they can develop tourism for both the states. Tour operators and the travel agents to whom we have invited for this evening. Every DNCs, every hoteliers trying to promote and attract tourism. And with that objective also, we want to promote tourism and attract more number of tourists. And there are different ways and forums where we are promoting.
Stands as a classic testimony to the fact, to the idea of what a determined and ambitious set of people and the government can achieve if they decide to work together. I remember a couple of decades back, Hyderabad was considered a large but a sleepy kind of a city. Today, it's considered one of the most enterprising, one of the most vibrant, and one of the most dynamic cities. It's considered the 5th or the 6th metro. And I think the credit for that goes to the people of Telangana, erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, and of course the government, which have worked together. Why I mention this is Odisha, in this respect, ladies and gentlemen, is very similar. We again, some time back were known as a poor and a backward state, but today we figure in the top 3 investment destinations in the country. We are one of the fastest growing states consistently from 2005 onwards. We've grown at an average rate of 7% throughout, way higher than the national average growth rate. We account for 20% of India's steel and 54% of India's aluminium. We are a power surplus state, and may I say that part of the electricity that comes here comes from Odisha. And the development has not just been limited to industrial growth. In terms of rural development, good governance, also the government has been very, very focused. We reduced our poverty by the highest percentage amongst all the states in the last.
The presentation was vibrant enough, let me assure you. The state is much more vibrant, and of course we also are expecting that you are giving us a vibrant coverage for the state of Orissa after this press meet. On that note, our Secretary Sir just spoke about our website, which got the best website for best ecotourism community-driven projects, and I would now request Nodal Officer, Ecotourism, Forest and Environment Department, Srimati Anshu Pragya Das, to talk about the ecotourism potential of the state of Orissa.
Culture, beautiful people, heritage. Now let us see how Orissa is rich in its wildlife and natural resources. We have 480 kilometers of coastline and a very good network of protected areas covering major parts of the state. Orissa is a part of Eastern Ghats. Some of the beautiful ecosystems of world is displayed here, and some of the beautiful landscapes, unique landscapes of world you can see in this state. We have 19 sanctuaries, wildlife sanctuaries, 1 national park, 2 tiger reserves and 1 biosphere reserve. It is a privilege to speak before you that Orissa is the only place in the world where we have melanistic tigers, black tigers. It is the only place in India where we find Iravari dolphins, one of the beautiful creatures. It is the only place in India where you can see all the 3 varieties of crocodiles, magar, gharials, and one of the largest in the world, saltwater crocodiles. It is also a place where you can see Indian skimmers. Those are seen in hardly 2-3 places in India. Flamingos do visit Orissa every winter, and it has the largest nesting ground of birds in Asia. And covering those areas, Orissa government has developed 47 luxury nature camps. For night stay facilities we have, covering different kinds of landscapes like rivers, lakes, lagoon, hill stations, forests and wildlife areas. And friends, it is a unique model which Orissa government has adopted, that is community managed nature tourism. It is the other states which are adopting the model of ecotourism. The model we are adopting is bit of different. Here community members are the stakeholders, and trained community members manage all the destinations which we find in Orissa. And in return, they conserve the natural wildlife and the natural landscape all around the destinations. We have a common booking portal, ecotourodissa.com, as well as booking can be done through orissatourism.gov.in. In both the websites, the nature camps can be booked, and we own North Indian Tiger Reserve. It is a sanctuary and it is on the bank of largest artificial lake of Asia, that is Hirakud Reservoir. Hirakud Dam also can be seen there. Wildlife sighting is very easy there. During summers you can see hundreds of wildlife nearby the dam, nearby the lake. And these are the glimpses of the nature camps and the wildlife visible there. The nature camp is just on the bank of the reservoir. Coming to Vichitrapur, Rishi and Chandipur, it is on the beach, and we have receding sea. It is the only receding sea in India, that is Chandipur, where the sea recedes around 5 km, leaving the tourist exposed to all kind of aquatic animals after the sea has already receded. And we have 3 nature camps developed nearby to that area. We also have a landscape called as Bhetnoi, just 2-3 hours from the capital city, Bhubaneswar, and we can see hundreds of blackbucks foraging nearby the villages. These are some of the tree houses, and this is one of the sanctuary nearby Bhubaneswar. This is Chandaka Wildlife Sanctuary. It is an elephant sanctuary, and we have developed jungle safari there. For day visitors also the safari is open, as well as for the people who will be staying at night in those camps. This is at Puri. Every year we organize bird festival. Since last 2 years we have been organizing, and it has been internationally successful. More than 500 photographers and birders last year visited. This year also in January we are planning to organize it. At Mangalachori only we will be organizing. Please do visit. So summing up, we have 47 nature camps, 330 accommodations to accommodate around 900 tourists. We give experiences. We are here to give experiences to the people coming to our place. Beach resorts, forest and wildlife resorts, river camping, lake resorts, hill stations, waterfalls, and these are the experiences which they take back with them when they return from Orissa. Along with birding, sports, trekking, cycling, jungle safari, boating, cultural programs, and moving all along the villages nearby the nature camps. These are the glimpses of both the websites. And Orissa is not only beautiful in winters, monsoon and summer experiences are different.
Explains his love for the state, and one of the reasons why he's truly a great leader is also because he carries all stakeholders of the tourism industry together to make Orissa truly India's best kept secret and the tourism capital. I'll request him now to address the gathering. Thank you.
I have little time to understand what Orissa is all about. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, all my dear friends from media. And on the dais we have the Secretary Vishal there, and from Ecotourism Forest Department Ansu, and we have from the Tourism Department Radhika Patnaik. Friends of the dais, Piki and others who are here to coordinate and give some support to us. Friends, we are trying to understand. Also, we are doing a brainstorming. Also, we are going to coming to every places in India and out of India, doing the road show. We have come here, I think I visited Hyderabad after a period of 10 years. I was working in Oracle. We had office operations in Hyderabad where I came here that time. And I got very happy after a long time. And this is the city with all the IT people, a modernity touch is there. And also, that's what the secretary was telling about, the similar kind of thing with Bhubaneswar. So, we are a city. Now, everybody across India and from the different parts of the globe, people are preferring to come to Bhubaneswar. Not because it is an untapped market, because it has certain potential. As it has been shown in different data from secretary by secretary in terms of GDP, investment destinations, and all those things, we all must understand. Odisha is, a younger state, maybe 20 years old, since Honorable CM Srijukta Naveen Patnaik took over, and it is really going forward in every aspect of progress. May it be recently, just I think 3 or 4 days before, Niti Aayog came to Bhubaneswar and they said Odisha is doing in education sector within the top 3 in India, and we are doing good in the road sector. We are doing the best since last 5 years agriculture. 5 times Krushi Kalman award has been given by the union government. This is not we are claiming ourselves. It is Honorable CM who is more like a, I feel, is more like a IT CEO, lesser like a chief minister. That's what he has been able to get hold of the, as a best administrator from Outlook, best administrator from the Outlook. And continuously twice he got the award. Friends and gentlemen, my dear friend, we must understand Odisha has the potential. We must do a cross flow of the tourists. That's what I am trying to make everybody understand. Today there is a time to bring a synergy between the states. We must understand the tourists who are from Telangana and erstwhile Andhra Pradesh will be interested to, is a neighbor state, will be interested to go to Odisha, and they can go and visit, and tourists from Odisha also would be interested to come to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. We must understand this is the time to collaborate. This is not the time to compete. This is the time we all must create an environment for a win-win situation for everybody. I want to invite all of you, and I would also request all of you, kindly feel free to come during the calendar that has been shown by our secretary. Konark Festival is there, other festivals are there. Go and visit around, and you will feel this is really the best kept secret of India. We want all of you to unravel Odisha in a bigger way. And I would really request you, my dear friends, you may do a study on our website, you may do any kind of research, my dear friends, because without data, you should not feel yourself biased. But however, we need a reporting. We also request you to go in every media, in every channel, do a reporting in a prejudice manner. Try to understand what Odisha is all about. The tourism department, we want to now stand to the expectations of our CM and also Union government, as told by Honorable Prime Minister, that her family से 15 जगह भारत में घूम के आना चाहिए. It is the Honorable Prime Minister desire, and this is the year also to 2020. Our government is coming out with new tourism policy. I want to give a full thrust for the entire year as a tourism year, and we want there should be good synergy between union and the state government. Recently there were 17 iconic sites were declared, and thanks to the union government they let Odisha, even though Konark is one of the UNESCO listed site, but I think they try to understand that a true potential lies with Konark and many of the sites like Bhitarkanika, and they should not, it will be prejudiced if they leave one of the sites in Odisha. Therefore they have included, I must thank them. Also we are working very closely with all the hotel association and also tour operators, and this is what all around we are trying to make a sense that this is what truly Odisha is all about. I request you kindly get details into it tomorrow in all of your front pages. I hope to see your news from Odisha. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone.
Hi sir, I'm Pradama, I'm from Indian Express. I have a couple of questions. So first is, are there any new flights or with the airlines that in connection with Hyderabad or Telangana, are there new flights to destinations in Odisha?
Sorry, can you repeat again? This
Yes,
mic
sir.
is not working, so I'll just take it.
Yes. So, are there new flights that are connecting Hyderabad to different places, tourist destination in Odisha? Any flights that have been started?
See, there are currently, I think Indigo is operating, and see, it is a all-around flight connectivity we are trying to develop for domestic flights and abroad. And hopefully other airlines are coming up with other sectors including Bangalore. I think this is a good suggestion we must take up, but I think this is also today came in Indigo Hyderabad. I think there is a demand, there is a need, the airlines, private airlines will definitely come up and will put up the proposal. Thank you.
So, if you don't mind, can I ask 2 more questions?
Please.
Yes, sir. So,
Try
measures.
something. See, your secretary wants to say something on the airlines. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, I must tell you, when I came to Odisha 22 years back, there were 2 flights. One was to Delhi, one was to Bombay. That's about it. Today, I think we have a total of more than 50 flights. The majority, a very large number to Delhi, about 15 plus. Between Hyderabad and Bhubaneswar, we got 6 flights daily, non-stop. And the connectivity is getting better. We are connected to Kuala Lumpur and Bangkok as far as international destinations go. Likely to get connected to Dubai very shortly. There are airlines which are very keen. Fly Dubai had submitted a proposals a few years back, but it stuck because of that bilateral seat sharing arrangement between Air India and Emirates. We have the second airport in Jharsuguda, which became operational very recently. It's connected under the Udan scheme. By SpiceJet, it's connected to 5 destinations now: Hyderabad, Delhi, Bangalore, Kolkata and Raipur. And Jharsuguda is the gateway to the western part of the state, which also houses the industrial belt. And the connectivity there also has been outstanding. So Delhi flight has been seeing 93% plus occupancy on a daily basis. And the ones to Hyderabad, Calcutta, Raipur are seeing about 85% plus.
Okay, so another question is about the sports tourism. So you mentioned that that's the key sector that the Odisha government is working. So I would like to know what.
Ma'am, I think you must know the way Mumbai is known as the financial capital of India. Delhi is known as political capital of India. Similarly, there are many capitals beside, and on the newspaper it's also frequently coming that Bhubaneswar is the capital, sports capital of India. So we conducted, as secretary mentioned, he holds also the Department of Sports. He is the secretary for that. So we conducted, I think, Hockey World Cup quite recently in 2018, if I am not mistaken. And there was huge turnout across the globe. I think 13 or 14 countries participated. 16 country participated, and we found that all of them are very interested to go in the of Bhubaneswar, which is in Chilika, also going to other parts of the on and around Bhubaneswar. And evening time there is a sports activity. We also recently conducted, that was in Cuttack, Commonwealth Games for the table tennis also we conducted, and continuously the sports activity is going on. What we are trying to say, this is a new kind of tourism activity Odisha wants to develop. We want to hold sports, also at the same time tourism people get it. The way Kerala is getting branded as health tourism, we want to also develop sports tourism. So hopefully, and people from any kind of any sportsmen, if any sports activities happen in Odisha, people from Telangana and Andhra can join and can have a better sports tourism. And that also we are trying to develop tourism side, the adventure and sports tourism, which are under the process of development. So there are two sides to sports tourism. Thank you.
Last question, I'm so sorry, sir. After Fani cyclone, were there any major challenges that the Odisha government faced in bouncing back as a tourist destination?
Odisha is passing through always natural disaster. I think the average disaster years, 2 years. Within 2 years, definitely there will be cyclone or flood. But I think it is all, we don't have a control on that, but our government takes up this natural disaster in a spirited manner. We have proved that here is the government which has zero casualty during the natural disaster. Funny happened, I think in the month of May, just after election, general election, before the counting of the results, and July 14th was Prabhu Jagannath's Rath Yatra. So hardly Puri is known for, there are many hotels which got damaged. Within 2 months of time, government put all its machineries to bring the things into normalcy, and it is back to the business within no time. So it's a 2 months time. There was complete devastation. There was, energy department got into action, road department got into actions, water supply, sanitation, everything. I think we got everything cleared within 2 months time with zero casualty. And this is not only funny, continuously this is what our government is doing, and this is being learned by other states in India and out of India. I think UN also appreciating this kind of effort of our government, and this is all due to our Honorable CM, Srijukta Naveen Patnaik, the best CEO of Odisha. Thank you.
To set up hotels. As far as we are looking at water sports, adventure sports, because we have a large number of dams in the state, the biggest being Hirakud Dam. So these are the new products, plus ropeways at some of the sites. Investments in tourism. So as I have mentioned, we are planning to start houseboats, water sports, adventure sports, etc. Ropeways also, and developing basic infrastructure in all the locations. I must tell you about one of our signature projects called the Shamoga Beach project, which is spread over roughly about 1,000 acres. It will be the largest tourist city in India. So we've just engaged a master planner for that. We've got all clearances, and we are looking at Shamuka as a project which will change the face of tourism in Odisha. It will be a high-end project area, and we're looking at connecting it to the Bhubaneswar airport with 8-lane roads. It's got a very large seafront and also a riverfront, so it's unique in its location. That will be one of our biggest projects moving forward, apart from the other things that I mentioned about. You raise a very valid point. You see, when a tourist comes, he interacts with, let's say, cab drivers who kind of double up as guides. So we've started a training program for all the Ola, Uber drivers, and also the drivers of various travel agencies that operate in Odisha. We've just started it, and I think it's going on well. The other aspect is of interactions with the local police. So we've created a tourist police at 8 major tourist locations. About 72 people have been specially drafted as police officers for tour and a training program. Just giving them an idea about being courteous, being helpful. Training programs have also been conducted. We are also tying up with agencies to start language training in Russian, Chinese, etc. Because we get a lot of foreign tourists. China is becoming a big market now, and giving training to our guides. So the number of guides in Odisha is also limited. Expanding the pool is one of the things that we're looking at. On the branding side, further to what Honorable Minister mentioned, you see, we just come out with this new logo, Odisha India's best kept secret. Prior to that, we had a logo which focused more on the beach tourism, whereas if you look at it, Odisha has much more to offer, and therefore, now the logo has all the important things. It has wildlife, it has beaches, it has temples, and ecotourism, etc. The arts and crafts, dance is there. So the earlier logo had said serene, scenic, and sublime, which was a little abstract. So we therefore thought that there was a need to come out with a new logo. It has just been unveiled. And this campaign, the Odisha campaign, we are currently present at 3 airports in the country: Bombay, Delhi, and Calcutta. Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai we've just finalized. So with effect from the 1st of November, you will see this campaign at these airports also. We are also trying to be present in print and electronic and digital, platforms. See, at the end of the day, it all depends on the kind of budget that you have. Of course, tourism is a priority for the government, but then one has to manage within the budget that is given. So within that, we're trying to do the best that we can.